Parents will sometimes ask how a vaccine works. I like to keep it simple and explain that a vaccine contains whole viruses or bacteria or particles of those viruses or bacteria that have been either weakened or killed so that when they're injected into a body, they're not capable of producing infection. But what they do is they elicit the immune system to recognize that foreign body, which is what we refer to as an antigen, and kickstart the immune system to produce antibodies, which are part of the immune system that fight infections. So when that child then comes in contact with that infection, the immune system has that memory that will produce antibodies that fight off the infection.
Well, we try to keep toxins and anything artificial out of our homes and our bodies, and in general these are all good practices for us. However, in the case of vaccines and other medications, it's important that we understand more about these scary sounding ingredients before we pass judgment. So the truth is, all vaccine ingredients are tested to be safe, and each ingredient is there to produce a stronger response in your body to create immunity toward a specific disease. Before vaccines are licensed, they're tested extensively in the lab and with human subjects to make sure that they're safe and effective to use. So vaccine licensing is really a lengthy process that may take 10 years or longer. Canada, like many other countries, exercises very tight regulatory oversight over vaccines because they're generally given to very large numbers of healthy people, and we want to make sure that those vaccines are safe and effective. It's very important for parents to stay current with their children's immunization schedule. It's very easy to get behind on the schedule, but the problem is when you get behind on the schedule, you're really putting your children at risk. Once an outbreak starts or once exposure to the disease occurs, often immunization is not effective at that point in time because generally it takes a couple of weeks for the body to respond to a vaccine and mount an appropriate immune response. So if we're waiting until we hear about cases in friends or the community, it's really too late. So while we don't think about vaccine preventable diseases very often and immunization is often not at the top of your mind, it really needs to be something you think about every time you go to the doctor or other healthcare provider. It doesn't hurt to always ask, can you check and see if my immunizations are up to date? So vaccines protect not only yourself, but the others around you. If you're immunized and your immune system stops an illness before it starts, then you'll be contagious for a much shorter period of time, if at all. And similarly, when other people are vaccinated, they're not going to pass on the disease to you. So vaccines protect not only individuals, but they protect entire communities. And if there's a critical number of people within a community that are vaccinated against a particular illness, the entire group becomes less likely to get the disease. So this protection is called community immunity, or what we call herd immunity. Additionally, there will always be people who can't be immunized either because they have a medical issue that prevents immunization, or they're too young to be fully vaccinated. In children, we don't immunize against measles until the age of 1 because antibodies that they receive from the mother are circulating and can interfere with the vaccine. So by not immunizing, we increase the risk of vaccine preventable diseases for everyone.